Hello everybody and welcome to Baku for round 4 of the 2019 Formula 1 season. We come here with Lewis Hamilton as the championship leader, coming back off 3 opening races where Mercedes scored 1, 2 in all 3. Welcome to Azerbaijan. So after race 1000 at the Chinese Grand Prix, we move on to Azerbaijan and Baku. A city that's only been on the calendar since 2016, but in 2017 and 2018 provided the races of the year. And we come here with Lewis Hamilton winning 2 races on the bounce in Bahrain and China. He leads on 68 points. Valtteri Bottas is second on 62. Max Verstappen third on 39. And he splits up as well with the 2 Ferraris because it's 4-5 for Vettel and Leclerc, 37 for Vettel, 36 for Leclerc. Gasly P6 as well on 13 points. Raikkonen 7th on the Alfa Romeo with 12th. 8 points for 8th place Lando Norris, 8 as well for Magnussen, 6 apiece for Hülkenberg and Ricciardo, so they're after 2 DNFs as well. Each, they're still in the battle. And then we get Perez in 12th on 3, Stroll 14th on 2, and the last driver with points is Tony Kvyat, scored back in Australia as well. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes lead the way with 130 points after taking 1-2s in all the opening races in Australia, Bahrain and China. 44 points in Australia because Bottas got the fastest lap, 43 apiece in Bahrain and China. Ferrari on the other hand, well, they're in the mid-20s, 22 in Australia, 26 in Bahrain, 25 in China. Aston Martin Red Bull are third on 52, Renault 4th on 12, they're joint with Alfa Romeo. Great job from them. They're beating Rich Energy Haas F1 on 6. In 6th place on 8 points, they're tied with McLaren. And then we get Racing Point Force India. I did again, look, Racing Point F1 team in 8th place on 7. Red Bull Toro Rosso Honda have only got 4 points on the board, and no points currently on the board either for Rocket Williams. And it's round 4 of the 2019 season. We've made our peace in Australia, Bahrain and China. This is the last stop before the European season begins 2 weeks' time at the Spanish Grand Prix. Then we get Monaco, Northern America next with Canada, then France, Austria and the British Grand Prix in early July as well as the halfway point of the season. Then we get the German Grand Prix, the Hungarian Grand Prix, the summer break, then Belgium and Italy, but in the last 2 European races of the year. Then we get Singapore, Russia, Japan, then kicking off the Americas we get Mexico, and then USA, Brazil, and the season rounds out in Abu Dhabi. Hello everybody and welcome to the Friday practice review for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Now usually I would be standing outside holding a microphone, however massive thunderstorm and electrical storm has hit the UK. If I can just look out my window at the side, there is massive dark clouds, it's thundering, it's rain everywhere, so we're getting too much interference on the handheld microphone, so I'm wearing a tie mic and I've got my iPad with me as well to give you all of the information from what has been a dramatic first day of running here in Baku. There was a slogan, of course, last year that captured everyone's imagination, "Well done Baku." Well, in free practice 1, "Well done Baku" was used more ironically than most. What a disaster it was. Free practice 1 then report. Drain cover issue cut short the first session in Baku. George Russell, coming out of the pit lane on his first run, was going down the back straight towards turn number 3. I know it's his back, but it's a straight with the DRS, so we have to call it back straight, towards turn number 3. Now, previously, Charles Leclerc had gone down and had lifted up part of the drain cover that is usually bolted down or welded down like it is in Monaco. The drag of the Williams ran over it, up it shut, destroying the car, and he had to stop immediately. That caused a red flag, a massive shower of carbon fibre everywhere down the back straight. He stopped, red flag came out. We already knew that it was going to be a very long delay because when a drain cover comes up, it's got to be resealed, and then we've got to have the track cleared, the inspection. So it usually takes about an hour. We only had an hour and 13 minutes to go to the session. However, it then transpired that the new race director of Formula 1 after the tragic death of Charlie Whiting back in Australia, so the new director, Michael Masi, decided that the session would not restart. So about 20 minutes after the red flag, we got the race, we got the information the session would not restart. That was it, end of, because they had to check all of the 326 drain covers around the Baku circuit. Each one had to be checked, and each one had to be made to be deemed safe. So that would take longer than the session time, and even so, that the Formula 2 qualifying that was after was delayed by half an hour. Free practice 2, though, did start on time, but we'll get on to that later. George Russell, as I said, ran into the drain cover. Charles Leclerc, having appeared to dislodge the cover before driving over it in his Ferrari SF90, was actually the fastest time. Only 2 drivers set times in that session. Charles Leclerc, a 1:47.497, and Sebastian Vettel in second, 2 seconds off the pace. But that was only because it was their first runs. The session got stopped before anybody else had time to make the change. George Russell, however, Williams later confirmed that he would need a new chassis, which means, as the result of the damage to his car, which means that he will not be able to take part in free practice 2. He would have to wait until Saturday morning to get his car homologated and make sure that it's legal to FIA standards, and then take part in free practice 3. So he's lost 3 hours of running and will only get 1 hour as well. So bad day for George Russell. But with no times from free practice 1, that's where we'll leave it. And we'll go straight into the free practice 2 report, and what a free practice 2 it was, because Ferrari well clear in Baku as Leclerc heads Sebastian Vettel. Ferrari won 2 as in free practice 1, but this time on actual pace. Charles Leclerc, sorry for knocking the camera there. So let's get in then to the free practice 2 report. Charles Leclerc was the fastest driver to teammate Sebastian Vettel. Ferrari stamped their authority early on. Charles Leclerc heading teammate by just 0.3 seconds. That's 3 whole tenths Leclerc has got to Vettel. That is absolutely fantastic. And it was nearly 7 tenths to the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton in third. Ferrari pulling out all of the stops here in Baku. With a loose drain cover having limited running in FP1 to just 12 minutes, teams decided to make it out early for free practice 2 as well. There was 7 tenths, actually 0.669 to the nearest Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. So he finished in the session third, fourth for Max Verstappen, fifth for Valtteri Bottas. With just 15 minutes, however, of the session gone, Lance Stroll in the Racing Point brought out the first red flag of free practice 2, but the second red flag of the day. Now, going down towards the braking zone for turn 2, it's another left-hander, so you drop down from about 8th gear down to 3rd gear. However, on turning, the car turned in, but then the rears locked and spat him in the opposite direction. He tried to correct, but by doing so, turned into the barrier on the runoff area at turn 2. Broke off the front suspension and caused the red flag. So not a great one for him. As well, Racing Point were able to carry out repairs to the car in time to get him back out for the last 5 minutes of the session. The 2017 Baku podium finisher ended up down in P18 though in the session, so bad day for him as well. Then there was another red flag, the second of FP2, but the third red flag of the day was flown for birthday boy Danny Kvyat, 25 years old today, the Toro Rosso driver and father-to-be. He got it wrong coming out of turn 7. Used the exit of turn 7, locked up, hit the wall as well, slid the rear, hit the wall, off came the front suspension, broke the rear as well, punches all around. As well, destroying his Toro Rosso left front suspension. Having suffered issues with his power steering earlier on in the session, Kvyat at least used his mere 9 laps to get good effect, finishing a stroke P6 with the Russian and the McLaren of Carlos Sainz was 7th, and the second Toro Rosso of Alexander Albon was 8th. Second, Red Bull of Pierre Gasly P9, all separated by just 0.063 seconds. There was plenty more drama, however, as well in the other half of the field. Overshooting corners throughout the session, the dusty Baku circuit. Lewis Hamilton, Romain Grosjean, Valtteri Bottas and Sebastian Vettel all had big moments, while a big lockup for Daniel Ricciardo going into turn 15 caused the Renault driver's brakes to catch fire as well. The resulting flat spot on the Australians' tyres, meanwhile, meant that Ricciardo was unable to head back out onto the track, costing him the last 40 minutes of the session. And it was all capped off. A disappointing session for Renault as well, with Ricciardo and Hülkenberg winding up P15 and P17 respectively as well. A frustrating one for the Works team, given that McLaren in their Renaults were 7th and 10th. Not a good day as well. Robert Kubica was the sole Williams representative of FP2, Russell being out with the car not being able to be homologated. But he was P19, 5.239 seconds off the ultimate pace. Good start though in Baku for Friday. Lots of drama. No Friday practice 1 running. Practice 2 though gave us everything we needed to know. It's going to be a cracker. Let's take a look at the complete times for free practice 2.
So the only meaningful session on Friday in Baku, Charles Leclerc is top on a 1:42.872. Sebastian Vettel second at 1:43.196, followed by Lewis Hamilton on a 1:43.541. Max Verstappen on 1:43.793, followed by Valtteri Bottas in fifth, 1:44.003. Danny Kvyat sixth at 1:44.177. Carlos Sainz seventh at 1:44.183. Alexander Albon eighth at 1:44.216. Pierre Gasly ninth, 1:44.240. However, we have since learned that he missed the weighbridge and is now required to start the race from the pit lane, so qualifying for him tomorrow is a bit irrelevant. 10th place for Lando Norris at 1:44.295. Kevin Magnussen 11th at 1:44.901, 1:45.366 for Antonio Giovinazzi. Then we get Sergio Perez at 1:45.436, Kimi Raikkonen at 1:45.482, Daniel Ricciardo on a 1:45.483, Romain Grosjean 16th on a 1:45.618, 17th Nico Hülkenberg on a 1:46.717, 18th for Lance Stroll at 1:47.875, and Robert Kubica 19th on a 1:48.111. No George Russell, contacting FP1 in the drain cover means he can't take part until at least FP3.
So who's your money on then for qualifying? Well, for one, free practice 3 is going to be a bit of a key one as well, with drivers losing so much time. They need to do their quali runs in FP3, so watch out for that tomorrow to be exciting. Here's the times though, and I'll read them out this time because we've got problems with our graphics as well, with the electrical storm and the horrible storm which is now brewing down outside. FP3 gets underway tomorrow, UK time 11 AM until 12 AM. We are on air at 1:30 for the Saturday practice review show, and qualifying gets underway in the UK 2 o'clock till 3 o'clock as well, and we'll be on air Sunday for the Sunday race preview with analysis on qualifying, and we'll look ahead to the race as well. We'll be live for that at 10:30 UK time, and the race itself gets underway at the slightly earlier time of 1:10 in the UK. Ferrari fastest then in both sessions. FP1 doesn't really count, but FP2 does. Charles Leclerc 3/10 quicker than his teammate Vettel, 6/10 quicker than Lewis Hamilton. It's going to be a cracker. Ferrari seem to be on the pace. Can they do it on Saturday? We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.